Hey guys, welcome back to the Cold Classic Kids show, and I just want to make a quick video giving my personal experience with the GTA Definitive Edition. I did make a video a few weeks prior talking about the announcement and the initial gameplay they showed us. And for the most part, I was pretty excited to play these games again, but my only concern was, will they censor it and will the music be returning? And I'm just gonna be upfront with this game, guys. This remaster fucking sucks. It is trash. Unfortunately, they removed like 40 songs across all three GTA games present here. The censorship is, in some cases, minor, but it's kind of hard to explain. I know they removed a Confederate flag off a t shirt in Vice City, and it's really weird to me because it's like, when you start censoring a game that's supposed to be, like, vulgar, juvenile, it's supposed to take it to the extremes, that's how GTA was. Where does the line stop when you start censoring a game like that? Because, like, you remove the Confederate flag, but that means that you're against that, but you're okay with abusing women, causing violence, killing people, uh, stealing, uh, all types of crazy shit, like, when you choose to take a stand and draw a line instead of just saying it's a free for all, then you kind of say that you're okay with these other things by not removing them as well. So I don't understand that. It's really weird. So yeah, I mean, Rockstar, I guess they're against the Confederacy, but I do get the sense that they're okay with sexually abusing women, violence, all types of that shit, stealing. All that shit is okay, but the Confederacy is bad apparently. But moving on to something I noticed was gimped was picking up hookers. When you pick up a hooker in San Andreas and you take them to a secluded area, back on PS2, the car would start to shake, it would rock, and then your controller would vibrate, and then there would be like commentary from CJ or the hooker while the deed was going down. Now, in this version, you take the hooker to the secluded place. All that happens is that the car will shake. That's it. It's complete silence, no controller vibration. It is basically gimped. Uh, it's just so strange to me. Why don't you just leave it alone? Like, Rockstar's main success is from being juvenile, from pushing to the extremes, doing all this crazy shit, not because they supported it necessarily at the time, but because they just wanted to break the rules, and that's why people loved them as a company. That's why people love GTA. Breaks all of the rules unapologetically. That's why I love GTA. I think that's why everyone loved GTA as a kid. Overall, I mean, it isn't the worst. I was expecting more crazy censorship, like the removal of picking up hookers in San Andreas entirely. But yeah, it's not great either. They did censor the game in some ways, and I really don't support censorship. This isn't a definitive edition to me. The removal of all the music, gimping, the juvenile shit that you could do, and what happens during doing like committing those juvenile sins, we should say. And yeah, it's not a definitive experience, but also moving on to the way the game looks. So when I first started playing San Andreas off Game Pass, immediately I'm just like, why is this game so fucking dark? In broad daylight, when CJ gets picked up by the police, like, this may sound terrible to say, but I couldn't even see CJ, and I couldn't see the black police officer in his police outfit. Like, I couldn't even see them. And it's like ridiculous to have to say that, but it was true. I couldn't see them. It was too dark. On fidelity mode, you're in broad daylight and it is still too dark. I don't understand that. So I even with turning the brightness on max and turning down the contrast, and mind you, you can't turn the contrast all the way down because then the picture will look really cloudy. And mind you, I've been playing Forza the past few days and it is nice, bright, and beautiful. on the same TV. So it's not my TV, it's just the design of the game. Now, switching from fidelity mode to performance mode makes it look a little bit brighter, but it just doesn't feel quite right to me. Like, I feel as though the game should be brighter without having to sacrifice an adequate amount of contrast. Now, if you're in an establishment like Cluck and Bell or you're in CG's house, the lighting is fine. It's just when you go outside in the daytime that the lighting is just off. It's really weird. You'd expect in broad daylight for it to be brighter than anything else, but that's not really the case. Now with the graphics, there are some things that look pretty cool about the game. Like now when you smash your car's windshield, it has a nice look to it that looks like a smashed car windshield. Little things like that are cool. The game looks cleaner overall, but the character models just look off, man. Something is just wrong with this game. Like, I think it was better to leave the game in low definition because at least some of the character models looked more realistic than they do now. Now everything just looks really cartoony. It's I don't know, it just doesn't feel right. There's something really wrong with this game. It looks really funky, and then some of the characters look even worse, like looking at Denise. Looking at Sweet's face in this cutscene that I have, it just looks so weird, man. I don't know what to say. It looks cleaner, but then putting it in high def introduces things that just look so bad because they weren't made for this time period. It just looks so weird to me. I don't know, man. I really don't know. It's a real mixed bag. And to be honest with you, it's mostly negative. Now, when it comes to frame rate, the game does run at 60, but there's some points in the game, like there'd be some areas where you go to, and I'm talking from Xbox Series X. I haven't played on last gen, so I can't really speak for those games, but I suspect they probably have frame rate issues because on Xbox Series X, when you go into a dense populated city area in San Andreas and you're driving through, frame rate just dips, man. And it doesn't happen that often, but in those areas when you're in the car and you're driving, it dips. And that's really disappointing. You would think Definitive Edition wouldn't be having these problems, but when it runs at 60, it's pretty nice 60. When you go into dense populated areas, yikes. And you're driving. Ugh. I think the biggest disappointment for me is walking into the gym to go work out and Funky President by James Brown is not playing. That's truly depressing. Now finally bugs and glitches. There's just random times where shit is just flying around in the game. When things get hectic and like stuff breaks off the cars or whatever have you, things just end up floating around. Well, I don't know. It's really weird, man. Glitches, my friend sent me a picture of basically um a car protruding through the road, and it's like sticking up, and the character that's in the car is in the car trying to drive it while the car is clipped through the road, and it's just, he fell into some quicksand, I guess, guys. Random quicksand. You can't see the quicksand on the ground despite it being in high definition, but quicksand, random. Unfortunately, there is just a caveat to just about every aspect of this game that I can think of just from playing it for a day. I mean, the only reason why it's fun to play for me personally is because it's San Andreas. It's my favorite. But I'm really glad I did not pay to play San Andreas. I'm glad it was on Games Pass because if I were to actually pay $60 for this piece of shit, for the GTA quote unquote definitive edition. Definitive edition. That's not the definitive edition, guys. This is crap. This is instant money making crap. And Rockstar should be ashamed of itself, and I believe Grove Street Studios or something did this game, and apparently they did the mobile ports, and the mobile ports I heard were garbage. So the fact that the decision was made for them to do this remaster, it is disappointing. Overall, huge disappointment. If you were gonna bring back 3 absolute classics, 3 games that, completely were huge at their time. They're the biggest games of their time, without a doubt. And for you to basically treat them like this, it really sucks. Whoever made these decisions should be ashamed of themselves. Obviously, this is, without a doubt, a quick cash grab. You know, Rockstar has been silent for a while since Red Dead Redemption 2, and this throw in between Red Dead Redemption 2 and GTA 6 was just quick money for them. Really, really sad. My prediction for GTA 6 is that, in my opinion, and this may sound very controversial, I think that GTA 6 will be the most disappointing GTA we've ever had. And if the way Rockstar is going doesn't show that's probably going to happen, I mean, the current state of society will. The need to censor things or to dumb things down will. To me, those are signs. So I hope I'm wrong, but overall, from what we have here, if they actually thought this was acceptable, who knows what's going to happen in the future. But guys, I'm going to cut it there. If you can, like this video, share this video, subscribe to my YouTube channel. Follow me over on Twitter if you want to continue the conversation. With all that being said, guys, I'm out. Peace.